Shalom, we back with a part two. And I know I drug it out a little bit, kind of got detoured, but we still on the same path, and we're gonna continue from where he left off. No, where I left off. And it says in Isaiah chapter 40, verse 21, it says, "Have you not known? Have you not heard? Has it not been told to you from the beginning? Have you not understood from the foundations of the earth? It is he who sits above the circle of the earth, and its inhabitants are like grasshoppers." It says, "Who stretches out the heavens like a curtain and spreads them out like a tent to dwell in. He brings the princes to nothing. He makes the judges of the earth useless." And that's what's happening to Esau and the rest of these nations. They all starting to realize how useless and worthless they are compared to the Israelites and the narrative of the story and their position and their role to play in the story. So it says, "Scarcely shall they be planted, scarcely shall they be sown, scarcely shall their stock take root in the earth. When he will also blow on them, and they will wither, and the whirlwind will take them away like stubble." So we can get to continue on this.
Not for everyone. They're for them, and if you want to follow after their God, of course he is the God of all. He's not all people are his people. You see how that works? So if you want to even be saved, you need to get in line, and you need to step behind his chosen people. And the reason that this earth is gone behind racism, is because we live in a satanic world, and Satan exclusively hates these chosen Israelite black people more than anyone else, and he hates them and he wants to bury them. Because not only he hates them because they're chosen, but he hates them because literally, like I just explained, they're your and my hope to be saved. Of course, we don't need them, but salvation is for them, and it's for all who cling to the truth that came down through them and for them. In other words, they're first, you're second. This is explained not only in the Bible, but also all of the books that should be in your so-called Bible, but were not allowed in by the Freemasonic organizations that rule and control the earth, because they don't want you to know all that truth. But it is out there. I know it's in Baruch. I know it's in Ezra's. That's the message for this video. And again, say it again, black people, especially the Hebrew Israelites, the actual chosen people of the Most High, who was sent on slave ships, not for the sake of all of them, but for the sake of the many. Because just as all humans are fallen, the majority of them oftentimes did not follow after him, but he always had his Zion. He even always had his prophets. He always had his faithful people. But they were even sent into exile for the sake of the many. Because the Most High isn't playing around, and he deals with people as a whole. So he even deals with his chosen nation as a whole. So wrapping up this video, his chosen people are the black people who were sent on slave ships. You need to bless them if you even want to be blessed on this earth. And if you even want to be saved and make it into the next earth, you need to cling to this truth. And even metaphorically and even literally cling to them. Because salvation is not for everyone. The Messiah himself said he came for the lost sheep of the house of Israel. That's a specific people. That's not everyone. That's not you or me. For most of you people watching this video. Of course.
But he sugarcoated it a little bit. Like he said, they will cling to Israel. And that interpretation is saying that you're not going to escape your judgment or nothing like that. It's just that the nations will follow Israel when this is all said and done. So that's what he's trying to avoid. He feels like if we cling to him, we get married to them, we treat them right, we go into service before them, that we will be saved from the coming judgments. We can reverse what we have done, but that's not so. It's already set in stone. Yahweh Shem Yahushai has already given his word, and it's only a matter of time before the Edomites are destroyed for their wrongdoing. And Edomites is the only nation on the earth that there is no salvation. There is no salvation for them. But when it comes down to the chariots and Yahweh Shem Yahushai sending Yahushai to save the chosen, they're not going, These white people are not going anywhere. None of the nations are not going anywhere. If you don't have a lineage, if you are not the seed of Israel, if you're not the seed through your father, which is an Israelite, if he is one, then you are not going anywhere. When the time comes, the Lord is only coming to get the chosen among Israel, and he's going to leave the rest of Israel to be burned in that nuclear fire and that lake of fire for all their wrongdoings and for them following behind Babylon and living in the shadow of Egypt. That's what's gonna happen. You're gonna burn with the false prophet and the beast and the 7-headed dragon, which is the 10 common markets. The nations are gonna burn. The white man is gonna fall, and he gonna go into slavery, and the rest of the nations are gonna go into slavery with them. And the Israelites that passed away during this event that got judged and didn't get taken up into the clouds with the chariots and the ships, the UFOs, or what y'all want to call them, but the angels, they are going to be reincarnated through the chosen, and they are going to get their blessings, and they're going to get their inheritance, whatever portion of that may be. And the Edomites, the ones that died during this time, during a nuclear event, they're going to be born through the elites that survive, and they will begin their 1,000-year slavery service, which is going to be double or double worse than any slavery that has been on the earth. They're going to have it the worst, and the rest of the nations, they will be punished through slavery as well, but they're not going to have it as bad as the white people, as the Edomites will have it. They're the only nation in the world that is explained not existing after 1,000 years. They will be taken off the earth, and we don't know what's going to happen to them. And the Lord said that he would burn them again with fire, each and every one of them again. The whole population and their race will be exterminated from the earth, and the Israelites will reign over the nations that be left, and they will be in fear, and they will cling unto Israel for rain, for harvest, for food, for jobs, for whatever currency that may be in the next life. They will reign over them, and there will be the Israelites will reign over them, and there will be no retaliation. There will be no war, and if they resist, they will be overpowered, and that's how it's going to go.
A lot of Israelite camps are not telling you the full truth about this, maybe because they do not know, hopefully for their sake. What they're saying is, oh, that means no one can be saved unless you're an Israelite. It's not true. The reason he said that is because this ministry begins with them.
Let me just reveal some things. First of all, is that the Jews who were brought in Israel, most of them are white. Not most of them, almost all of them are white, including me. I was brought in Israel from a country which is called Bulgaria. It's a European country. And I can tell you that in every European country, there are Jews, and there is so-called organization, Jewish Agency, which is trying to take those Jews to Israel. If you track this organization, you can find out that this is not an Israeli organization. This is an American organization. Jewish Agency is an American organization which has the exclusive right to decide who is Jewish and who is not on this planet, and who to be taken to Israel and who is not. Now, if you do research, you will find out that in Africa, in Black Africa, they're looking for Jews only in Ethiopia. They bring Jews only from Ethiopia. And I can tell you by knowing a lot of people, Ethiopian Jews here in Israel, that they're treated very badly, very badly. And many of them commit suicide because they cannot take it. They come from some place, Ethiopia, they don't have much there, but they live decent life. And when they come here and try to be humiliated and so on, some of them cannot even take it. Now, what I'm trying to say is that why from each white country this Jewish agency is trying to bring Jews, and when it's about Black Africa, they're going to Ethiopia, and this is where they stop. The only one place. Now, because of the same thing, they're trying to do the white supremacy here. They try to bring white guys here and to take the supremacy over Arabs, which are the local citizens, and over blacks, which are so far they're only the Ethiopian Jews. Now, what I'm trying also to say is that another question is why? Why America needs Israel? There is no oil like in other Middle Eastern countries. There's nothing they can be attracted to. But why do they do all these things? Why do they invest money, bring white people and so on? When they build their system of white supremacy, just like in America, they build in Israel. Why? And I can tell you why. Because the true Jews, according to the Bible, you can check it in the Bible, you can read Job 30:30 and some other places. They have never been white. They have been people of color. And they have not stopped in Ethiopia. They were in Ethiopia, Sudan, and they have settled in West Africa. From West Africa, they have been taken as slaves to America. Brothers and sisters, blacks of America, it's you. You are the true Hebrews. You are the true Hebrews from the Bible. America gonna do everything, gonna invest as much money as it has, gonna fight as much wars as they can, gonna invite as much weapons as they can just to hide this away from you. Gonna take Israel, gonna bring white people here and to tell you these are the Jews, gonna kill you, gonna kill Arabs, gonna mistreat white people like this guy, just to tell you this lie that you are nobody and we are the Jews with all the history and so on. It has been deleted, your history. You don't know who you are. Don't forget about it. This is why America has been taking your history away, never to find out that it's all about you. I'm telling you this, please. I don't ask you to come to Israel and to start a revolution. I'm just asking you to start thinking this way, to believe me a little bit, because I'm living in Israel and I'm part of this injustice. I really believe that people like me and you, we can bring the justice back. Thank you.
Over in America, there's so many pastors that are pushing and teaching, hey, we got to protect Israel over there. We got to protect them people over there. And you African Americans, you're not the children of Israel, and you're Gentiles. And so you believe that you know that this is a cover up by both governments.
Well, I don't want to make it political, but it is a cover-up. And I can tell you that ever since I came to Israel, I was not born in Israel, I came to Israel, I started to realize that a lot of things have been covered up. And I was looking the reason why. And this is how I found the reason why. This is exactly the reason why it is. And it is covered up. It is covered up, and I can tell you that Israel, I was told, when I came to Israel, I was told that Israel is a free country, and we, the Jews, have built it so we can benefit from it and not live it among other people, so we can depend on them, and every single time they don't like us, they can kick us away, and so on. When I came to Israel, I found out that this was not true. Israel is not really a free country, because it depends on so many organizations and forces which are not even Israeli organizations. They come from out. They come from America, like the Jewish Agency, the organization which decides who to live in Israel or who not, like all the religious organizations, like the money, whole organization which bring money for Israel to build universities, synagogues, and everything. And it's obvious that a lot of things have been hidden from us. And this is one of the things which has been hidden for us. It really, I don't want to make it political, but it is a very political. It is a very political.
So do the Arabs know what's going on? Is this the reason why there's a war between the Palestinians and the Israelis? Is this the reason why? Do the Palestinians know that they're occupying land that doesn't belong to them?
I will tell you, one of the reasons. This is one of the reasons. There are many reasons which were this war, and I can tell you that America is arming Israel up to the teeth. And America keep on saying we want peace in Israel. We are peace process. There is no peace process. There are American weapons all the time brought here in Israel, and we're told that it's about peace. It's not about peace. And one of the reasons, this is really one of the reasons, because the old Arabs do know how the true Hebrews look like. They do.
And as you see, what he's explaining is that the nations are getting tired of the tyranny in Israel, because the fake Jews feel like if they have Israel, then they control the world. And a lot of these people are catching on, and they're starting to notice that they are not the true Jews. They are not the real Israelites. And it says in Proverbs 29, chapter 29, verse 2, it says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice. But when the wicked bear rule, the people mourn. So we can go back to, yet again, we can go back to the book of Isaiah, chapter 40, verse 25. It says, to whom will then you liken me? It says, or to whom shall I be equal, says Yahweh. Lift up your eyes on high and see who has created these things. It says, who brings out their hosts by number. He calls them all by name, by the greatness of his might and the strength of his power. Not one is missing. Why do you say, O Jacob, and speak, O Israel? It says, my way is hidden from Yahweh. It says, and my claim is passed over by my God, meaning that the Lord hasn't heard our petitions. The Lord hasn't heard the letters that we've been calling up and these videos that we're making and going out to the highways and byways and trying to bring in people. You know, I'm not that good at it, but it's other people that are better, and they trying to pull in Israelites by the droves to get them back to their nationality, to reveal their identity to them, who they really are, you know. And it says, and my just claim is passed over by Yahweh, my God. So it says, have you not known? Have you not heard? The everlasting God, Yahweh, the creator of the ends of the earth, neither faints nor is weary. His understanding is unsearchable. He gives power to the weak, and to those who have no might, he increases their strength. Even the youth shall faint and be weary, and the young men shall utterly fall. But those who wait on Yahweh shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. That's right. So he turned the weakest of us into strong men. And those of us that don't have no power, we have power. And that's exactly what's happening to a lot of the men of Israel. They're returning back to to what they used to be, which are, you know, some of us are the angels of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Well, we are angels, but some of us will have the literal power of the angels on the earth, you know, the awakened power of the gods on the earth. And they will destroy and they will kill anybody that don't have the mark and anybody that doesn't belong, you know, in all the enemies of Israel. They're going to erase them. They're going to destroy them. And this is what the white man and the white people are getting prepared for, is that their judgment will be 10 times heavier than what happened to Israel. So that is what they worried about. So it says, chapter 41 of Isaiah, verse 1, it says, keep silence before me, O coastlands, and let the people renew their strength. Let them come near, then let them speak. Right, because the white man and these other nations have becoming before Yahweh Shem Yahushai the wrong way through witchcraft and, you know, wizardry and through these demon gods that they worship, not knowing that these demon gods that they worship, they take orders from Yahweh Shem Yahushai, and they coming in with all of these reports, ridiculing and making fun of our people and demanding things from the Lord and demanding different blessings and putting our people down in the dirt and making us look bad. So Yahweh Shem Yahushai is cutting those diviners off, cutting their magic off, cutting their witchcraft off. You know, the demon gods are deceiving them, and they are not receiving divinations. They're not receiving any answer from Yahweh Shem Yahushai, nothing. So it shows, right? It says, let them come near together for judgment. It says, who raised up one from the east, whose righteousness is called him to his feet, who gave the nations before him and made him rule over kings, who gave them as the dust to his sword, as driven stubble to his bow, who persuaded them and passed safely by that way that he had not gone with his feet. Who is it who has performed it and done it? It says, calling the generations from the beginning. It says, I, Yahweh, am the first. Well, I, Yahweh Shai, am the first and am the last. And with that, I am he. It says, the coastland saw it and feared. The ends of the earth were afraid. They drew near and came. Everyone helped his neighbor and had said to his brother, be of good courage. So the craftsman encouraged the goldsmith. He who smooths with the hammer inspired him who strikes with the anvil, saying, it is ready for the soldering. Then he fastened it with pegs that it might not totter. But you, O Israel, are my servant, Jacob, whom I have chosen. I have chosen. We are the chosen people. And like they said, be of good courage. So these nations are trying to trust in these gods. Like he said, he who smooths it with a hammer and inspired him who strikes the anvil and said it is ready for the shouldering, that he fastened it with pegs that it might not totter. So he's trying to get, like this Israelite guy said, these pastors are trying to still put faith in these false idols and in this white man, rather than telling the people to turn to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and return back to the rightful God of Israel. That's what they're doing. They try, like it says, be of good courage. So it says, and everyone helped his neighbor and said up to his brother, be of good courage, because like I said, the ends of the earth were afraid. The rest of the nations in the coastland saw it and feared. All the world saw and is witnessing what's happening with Yahweh Shem Yahushai choosing his people, and the judgments that he's going to carry out on the white man and the rest of the nations that oppressed us and destroyed us. This is what's happening. So it said, but you, O Israel, are my servant. It says, Jacob, whom I have chosen, the descendants of Abraham, my friend, you whom I have taken from the ends of the earth and called from its farthest regions, and said to you, you are my servant. I have chosen you and have not cast you away. Fear not, for I am with you. Be not dismayed, for I am your God. I will strengthen you. Yes, I will help you. I will uphold you with my righteous right hand. Yahweh Shai is coming to save, man. And that's beautiful that the Lord has said that. It gives us comfort, because Jacob is the one that's in the ghettos. Jacob is in the trenches. Jacob is laying sleep on the streets. Jacob is off these drugs. Jacob is killing each other. You know, Jacob is suffering. Jacob is going through poverty. Jacob don't have no rewards. He doesn't have any royalty. Yet the world is marveling at Yahweh Shem Yahushai. In the name Yahushai, his chosen is being magnified, and we are his chosen. That same person that was Lazarus begging for crumbs at the king's table, and the nations licked his wounds and they ridiculed him and they lived off him knowing who he was. No, they ridiculed him, and they lived off his life force, and they used him. And the kings laughed at the Israelites begging for royalty, begging for help, begging for reparations, begging to be equal. Well, that person came out to be the emperor of the world. He was the Jacob is the emperor, the inheritor of the world through Yahweh Shai, his which is Israel. Through Jacob, which is Israel, and Yahweh Shai, which is the husband of Israel. He is the chosen one to run the world. The same beggar that was at the table begging for these crumbs is the inheritor of the world. And that's exactly what the Israelites is being magnified as. They are the stars of the earth. They are everything, and without them, this world cannot be. And without their control, this is why everything is spiraling out of control, because they are not in control. They are not.
How they look like, and they do know that we are Europeans and we don't look like the ancient Hebrews they used to remember. The Arabs are living for more than 1,000 years, on this land, and they know some things we are not told. And now the Arabs are very useful for Israel as long as they repeat the lie, literally telling them that we're the Jews and Israel belongs to us and they can live here, but as long as they accept everything you tell them. Now, every moment when Arabs want to grow university, when they teach their own history and their own truth, how have been they occupied by us, and how have they have been told that we are Jews according to their sources, do not only look like the Jews they know, they become an enemy. And we want to represent them like they're only terrorists, and that they're blowing them up, and they every single thing they say, we should not pay attention because they are terrorists. This is what we are doing right now, and pretty much this is one of the reasons why we have this war with Arabs. Yes,
this is something that's on a level where many people within the government know. Even all the way down to the rabbis. The rabbis, would you say the rabbis are they know who the true Hebrews are, and they're pretty much just going along with the whole political power and finance and money?
Well, I can tell you that. Rabbis are very well sponsored. They have a lot of money, which we don't know. We cannot track this money, but I can tell the synagogues and religious organizations have a lot of money, and you can seated on the topmost level of this their synagogue and their structure. They don't know, and they're trying to distract people. There was an Ethiopian rabbi not so long ago. There are a lot of Ethiopian Jews. They're black, and there was an Ethiopian rabbi who've been trying to hint that he accepts everything. He accepted us as Jews, and he accepted Israel, and he accepts everything. But according to the scripture, according to the history, then they look like us today. And for the moment, he's trying to hint it, and to gain some freedom for the Ethiopian Jews living here. He's been fired. He's not a rabbi anymore.
Welcome back. The discussion of who are the true Jews, aiming to be the Jews, the slave, like the, that African that came up. Another example, conversion of Judaism, religion, unification, going there.
Well, I don't know. He might be an Israelite, and or he just might be a Hamite that's reporting. But you know, he definitely giving out some good news that I caught wind of. But as far as I'm concerned, what's happening is a transfer of power. That's exactly what's happening. So if the white people cannot maintain, they're not being able to maintain the power is being transferred over back to the children of Israel. That's exactly what's happening. And that's groundbreaking, because the ones that rule the world, they got the power. But what happens when the power is no longer theirs and it's been given to somebody else? That other person has the power.
Welcome, my YouTube space.
The God in the Bible is black. I was a Christian missionary for years, but there came a time in my life when I realized that what I was taught about the Bible was a lie.
I would interject that the true biblical Hebrews are the so-called African American people.
What a time to live as a black person, a time when we see white people.
And could a Negro?
So as a Gentile, I'm here to profess, black people, you are Israelites, you are the chosen ones, you are a prestigious people. You are
Benaiah or Zephaniah, a Negro Israelite, a son of Cush. Zephaniah means Yahweh hides. Now, Zephaniah's father was named Cushi, and Cushi as an adjective, that means black. In both Hebrew, it means black, and in Greek, it means black. Now, Cushi is an affectionate term for a Negro of Ethiopian origin, derived from the biblical land of Cush. And it is an area that was alongside the Niger River. And if you actually look at ancient maps in 1736 and ancient maps in 1747 of Africa, you'll find a country called Negro Land and the Kingdom of Judah. This is of utmost importance for us to understand how Yahweh is gathering the 12 tribes that are scattered abroad. Because what actually happened is in this Gulf of Guinea, in Western Africa, European slave ship holders, they were Ashkenazi slavers. They were of European origin. They were Western Mongols that infiltrated Britain and mainly Portugal. They were the Ashkenazi slavers. They were wealthy merchant slavers that went down to the coast of Guinea. They employed Mohammedan trappers, Islamics, to go into the kingdom of Judah and Negro land and take the royal house of Judah captive in slave ships, as it's recorded in the book of Deuteronomy, and bring them up.
And that's true, because now there's a split between the Africans, which are the Hamites, and then the Israelites. And when the Israelites fell and they fled, I do believe, into West Africa or South Africa, or probably both. they were still speaking the Hebrew language, and they were hiding among those people, hiding among the Hamites. So it wouldn't be no surprise that the Hamites would sell them out and take their children and take them and put them into slavery. And that's exactly what the Hamites did, what the Africans did. They sold us off. And it wasn't hard to identify the children of Israel. And even if over time they did start speaking the Hamite and African language, whatever tribe they still were Israelites. Their attributes were different from the Hamites. So that's exactly what he's explaining. And that's exactly how the Israelites got rounded up. And the nations of Africa are still there today. They've probably been occupied by the white man and all that here and there, but they are still present today. And the children of Israel are not there. They are not there. Maybe like one or two tribes, I did believe, but the majority of us were scattered across the earth, and a bulk of the Israelites went to America, and those people sold them out. The Africans sold them out and betrayed them, and knew that they were royal blood, and it fulfilled the Bible prophecy of Deuteronomy, like he said, we'll be taken away into slave ships, and we will see our promised land no more. So that right there is a key figure that connects us to who we really are and separates us from the Hamite tribes. And plus, we are ancient enemies anyway. So before the white man came, we was going to war with them, you know. And through the times of Moses and Jacob, through the times of Moses going to the promised land with the Exodus, and times King David and his wars, and times of Samson and him fighting these Hamites. They were our enemies before before Esau came. So that right there was a good whistleblower that the white man had brought out, because that's connecting us to who we are, and we are not African Americans. You better off just saying Israelite American. You know, that's pretty much what you better off saying, or just Israelite. But Israelite American is the better attribute than African American, trying to make it seem like we are all together, and we are not. We are not Hamites. Hamites used to be our enemies, and they will suffer, and their judgment is coming along with the rest of the nations, because they played their part, as you see.
Over to America, and they became known today as what? African Americans.
Remember the 400. I was a Christian missionary for years. But there came a time in my life when I realized that what I was taught about the Bible was a lie. In my confusion, I cried out for help. I met an Israelite who introduced me to the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob, who is described in the Bible as having hair white as wool and eyes red as fire. Yes, the God in the Bible is black. I'm grateful to witness the end of a 400-year period of slavery, foretold in the Bible of God's people, the Israelites in this new Egypt. The God in the Bible is black. The God in the Bible is black.
The God in the Bible is black. Alright,
so this video is about black people and how they're actually superior, not just physically and all this and genetically and all that stuff, but actually they're the chosen people. Not all black people, but a lot of them, and even I don't know if I could say most of them, but many of them. Specifically the people that are living in America, and specifically the people who have been sent all over the earth on slave ships. Those people are superior, even in the Most High's eyes himself, because those people are the Israelites. And there's a scripture that says, not only it says if you bless them, you'll be blessed, but there's also one that says you have to cling to them or you can't even be saved. So for one, that means acknowledging who they are, obviously. And for two, it means reading even their own scriptures, because these scriptures are not for everyone. They're for them, and if you want to follow after their God, he's not all people are his people. You see how that works? So if you want to even be saved, you need to get in line, and you need to step behind his chosen people. Okay? And the reason that this earth is gone behind Satanism, racism, is because we live in a satanic world. And Satan exclusively hates these chosen Israelite black people more than anyone else, and he hates them and he wants to bury them. Because not only he hates them because they're chosen, but he hates them because literally, like I just explained, they're your and my hope to be saved. In other words, they're first, you're second. This is explained not only in the Bible, but also all of the books that should be in your so-called Bible, but were not allowed in by the Freemasonic organizations that rule and control the earth, because they don't want you to know all that truth. But it is out there. I know it's in Baruch. I know it's in Ezra. It's the message for this video. And again, say it again, black people, especially the Hebrew Israelites, the actual chosen people of the Most High, who was sent on slave ships, not for the sake of all of them, but for the sake of the many. Because just as all humans are fallen, the majority of them oftentimes did not follow after him, but he always had his Zion. He even always had his prophets. He always had his faithful people. But they were even sent into exile for the sake of the many. Because the Most High isn't playing around, and he deals with people as a whole. So he even deals with his chosen nation as a whole. So wrapping up this video, his chosen people are the black people who were sent on slave ships. You need to bless them if you even want to be blessed on this earth. And if you even want to be saved and make it into the next earth, you need to cling to this truth. And even metaphorically and even literally cling to them.
You see, so we have another Gentile acknowledging that the so-called blacks are the true Israelites. And not only is he acknowledging that we're the true Israelites, but he's also acknowledges their only hope literally is to cleave to the children of Israel, as it was prophesied that they would do. He also acknowledges that, the Israelites are superior. Not only are we superior to them, but every other nation upon this earth, which is in Deuteronomy 7:6, for thou art a holy people unto the Lord thy God, and the Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself, above all people that are upon the face of the earth. He's acknowledging this. He understands this. So he's another Gentile blowing the trumpet and speaking truth about who the true Israelites are. So they have to cleave unto us. There's no other way. The same way we built their land up, they're going to have to come and build ours up. The same way we serve them, they're going to have to come and serve us. Double. That's been prophesied. So that's justice. Cleaving unto us as bound man and bound woman, as servants, servitude. They're going to have to come and build our land up. They're going to have to come and build it up. The same way we built theirs, they're going to have to come and build ours up now. You see, so it's reversing in 2 Ezra chapter 6 and verse 9, and I'm paraphrasing. It said, but the end of Esau is the beginning of Jacob. Their kingdom is coming to an end, and ours is literally getting ready to start. And then the other heathen acknowledging she woke up and realized that the so-called blacks are the true Israelites. And also acknowledging that God is black, which his name is Yahweh. He is black. His only begotten son, Yahweh Shai, which the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ.
There you go. And she said the true names. Those are the correct names of God and those are not the correct names. God and Jesus Christ. Because they put that there in the Bible so you wouldn't know the true names. Because if the Israelites knew the true names of Yahweh Hashem Shai during slavery, it would have been a major revolt right then and there. This shit would have been over with. But through design and through the prophecies and through our punishment or jail time, we had to forget about it. And Yahweh took it off of our minds, and we forgot about Yahweh Hashem Shai the longer we was in the lands of our captivities. So with that being, the name has returned. That is the true name, Yahweh Hashem Shai, and his son Yahweh Shai. And she spoke the true names, and that was it. It's not no Jesus. It's not no God. It's not no Jehovah. It's not no Yahweh. No Elohim, no Yahuwah, no Yeshua, no Ashaya, no Alahiah. None of those names are canon. The real name is Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and the name Yahushai, and that gives us power. That gives us power to speak the name of our God correctly. And you call on him, and he will save you. So I'm going to get one other proof too. And this is in the book of Acts, chapter 13, verse 1. It says, now in the church that was at Antioch, there were certain prophets and teachers, Barnabas and Simeon, who was called niggers, Lucius and Cyrene, Manaen, who had been brought up with Herod, the tetrarch, and Saul. And as they ministered to the Spirit of Yahweh and fasted, the Spirit of Yahweh said, separate me to Barnabas and Saul for the work which I have called them. It says, then having fasted and prayed and laid hands on them, they sent them away. So being sent out by the Holy Spirit, they went down to Cilicia, and from there they sailed to Cyprus. And when they arrived to Salamis, they preached the word of Yahweh in the synagogue of the Jews. They also had John as their assistant. Now when they had gone through the island of Paphos, they found a certain sorcerer, a false prophet, a Jew, whose name was Bar Jesus, who was the proconsul, Sergius Paulus, an intelligent man. This man called for Barnabas and Saul and sought to hear the word of Yahweh. But Elymas, the sorcerer, for so his name was translated, withstood them, seeking to turn the proconsul away from the faith. So this Jew is also a representation of the false prophets and the fake preachers that return our people into worshiping false gods and false divinations and different wines of fornication, spiritual fornication, turning us away from Yahweh Hashem Yahushai and getting us to worship these false images. And not only that, the name Bar Jesus, and Jesus at the end is referring to the false idol that everybody is worshiping today. It's also referring to black people selling out their own people, Israelites selling out Israelites. So it says, and Israelites misguiding other Israelites. So it's not good to follow what people say. Lean not on a man's understanding. That's what the Lord say. Don't lean on men. It's not good to put new wine into old bottles. For the old bottles of crack and break. And, it's not good to listen to all these old people that feel like because they age, you got to respect them. And they have very little knowledge. But because how old they look and how old they are and they've been living longer than you, that you got to respect them. You don't even got to look towards them. You don't even got to worry about them. You can respect them, but at the same time, you can't respect the knowledge and the things that they're trying to give you, so you only listen to the ones, the true prophets, and those are the true prophets of the new covenant, and listen to them and get the word from them. You don't look up for them because they're your fellow brothers in the truth. But this is what was happening in ancient times. This is what exactly was happening in ancient times and what's happening today. So it says, then Saul also, who is also called Paul, filled with the Holy Spirit, looked intently at him and said, O ye full of deceit and of all fraud, you son of the devil. It says, you enemy of righteousness, will you not cease perverting the straight ways of the Lord? And now indeed the hand of Yahweh is upon you, and you shall be blind, not seeing the sun for a time. And immediately a dark mist fell on him, and he went around seeking someone to lead him by the hand. Then the proconsul believed when he saw what he had done, being astonished at the teachings of Yahweh. There you go. That was powerful, good stuff. Good stuff. I didn't bookmark it. But the fact that the prophets are black, that was the key precept in this book, and you can go look it up. Hopefully you got King James Version, because some of the other versions do change that. They do change that word nigger and probably change it to something else, but it pretty much is, this is what it is, and this is the truth. They are black. The prophets are black. They are the Negroes, Mexicans, and the Indians. These are the children of Israel. And then you got to always ask yourself, okay, so if the children of Israel are black, then are white, then why in the hell is all of this taking place in Israel? No, in Israel, aka in Africa, where it's filled with black people. It's filled with black people. Wouldn't it take place where the birth of the Christ take place somewhere in Europe or something like that? Just asking, even though or would he come from what the Bible say that Yahushua came from Petra, which is Edom. You know, what he came from underground. You know, because that's where the white people started. They lived in I think Mount Syria, I do believe. I could be wrong, but yeah, they came from underground and they came from the interior of the earth. It doesn't say anything like that. Or does it say that he came from Europe? You know, it doesn't say nothing like that. All of this shit take place in Africa, where the black people is at, and in the birthplace of no, in the capital of creation, which is Israel, and that's just what it is, man. That's just what it is. So we could get another Bible precept going back to Isaiah chapter um chapter 11, it says, behold, all those who were incensed against you shall be ashamed and disgraced. They shall be as nothing, and those who strive with you shall perish. You shall seek them not, and no, you shall seek them and not find them. Those who contended with you, those who war against you, shall be as nothing, a non-existent thing. So that's the white man. The Lord is going to get rid of them forever. He's going to destroy them. And the rest of the nations going to get their butts kicked too. So it says, for I, Yahweh, by Shem Yahushai, will hold your right hand, saying, fear not, I will help you. Fear not, you worm, Jacob. Because we are worms. We cannot even protect ourselves, only to be stepped on and to be crushed on and to be consumed by other prey. But this worm, through Yahweh Shem Yahushai, we special. We are considered less than worms in the eyes of the other nations, in the eyes of the white man, and that he can do whatever he please, feed us to the other beasts, step on us, consume us, save us for later, you know, kill us, test us, do all these kind of things. But this worm is special. It says, I will help you, says Yahweh, and your Redeemer, the Holy One of Israel. It says, behold, I will make you into a new threshing sledge with sharp teeth. You shall thresh the mountains and beat them small, and make the hills like chaff. You shall winnow them, the wind shall carry them away, and the whirlwind shall scatter them. You shall rejoice in Yahweh and glory in the Holy One of Israel. And that's exactly what's going to happen. A lot of the Israelites, the ones that are in the new covenant, are sleeper cells, and they will be activated in the times of war. They will get their spiritual powers and they will call upon Yahweh, and he will answer when they need him the most. And he will give them power beyond imagination, like them superheroes and them comics and them anime manga characters that got all of these magical powers and all of that. They referring to the 144,000. They referring to these people that's a part of Yahweh's army that's going to get spiritual power, and they will be able to do away with their enemies and save Israelites in these times to come. So yeah, it says Isaiah 41 verse 17, it says, the poor and needy seek water. It says, but there is none. Their tongues fail for thirst. I, Yahweh, will hear them. I, the God of Israel, will not forsake them. I will open rivers in desolate heights and fountains in the midst of the valleys. I will make the wilderness a pool of water, and the dry springs and the dry land springs of water. I will plant in the wilderness the cedar and the acacia tree, the myrtle and the oil tree. I will set their desert to the cypress tree. I will set in the desert the cypress tree and the poon and the box tree together, that they may see and know, considering and understanding together, that the hand of Yahweh have done this, and the Holy One of Israel has created it. Present your case, says Yahweh. Bring forth your strong reasons, says the King of Jacob. Let them bring forth and show us what will happen. Let them show the former things what they were, that we may consider them and know the latter end of them. It says, or declare us the things to come. Show us the things that are to come hereafter, that we may know you are gods. Yes, do good or do evil, that we may be dismayed together. Indeed, you are nothing, and your works are nothing. And he who chooses you chooses an abomination. That's the white man. That's what he calling them out. The Lord telling him, that you are not gods. You are worthless. You are nothing. And on top of that, bring me the excuse on why you did my people this way. Bring me your case. Come to judgment and state your cause. He telling a white man go get a fucking lawyer. That's what he telling. Come and fight your case. Tell me why I should not judge you. And the Lord know that there's not amount of paperwork, not amount of proof that's gonna exempt this white man from his judgment. But this is what the Lord is asking for. Present your case, says Yahweh. Bring forth your strong reasons, says the King of Jacob. Let them bring forth and show us what will happen. Let them show the former things what they were, that we may consider them, and let them and know the latter end of them, or declare to us the things to come. It says, or show the things that are to come hereafter, that we may know that you are gods. Right. So tell us the beginning and the end. Tell us how the world was created. Tell us how we created the stars in the universe. Tell us the ancient times before the nations were formed and who was here on the earth. You know, was you up there with the stars in heaven before they started creation? Were you there on the first day? You know, was you the second that Yahweh Shai created after Yahweh Shem Shai created him? And the Lord is telling you, no. I'm trying to tell you, the Lord is a great comedian. The Lord is a great comedian, and he will embarrass this white man. He will embarrass these nations as he's doing now.
He is also so-called black. Okay? So that's just the truth, you know. Many will regurgitate and spew the truth out, you know, because they serve the devil. And that's their father. So they'll do as their father. And many will take this truth, they'll drink it and come to life as an Israelite. And then if you're a Gentile, you'll wake up and realize, oh man, all this time we've been wronging the Israelites, the children of God, the children of the Most High. We need to right our wrongs. And the only way by right, and they know the only way by righting their wrongs is to begin to acknowledge who we are, which we are the children of Israel. That we are God's chosen people, the Most High chosen people, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. His name is Yahweh. They have to acknowledge that. They also have to get in order because, like he said, the last shall be first and the first shall be last. It's getting ready to flip and reverse, y'all. So these Gentiles, they're not stupid. They've been known this for a very long time. They're just now starting to blow that horn because they understand it's almost time for our exodus, y'all. We about to be up out of here. So as the children of Israel, we have to return back to our God, Yahweh, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Repent of our sins and do your very best with keeping his law, statutes, and commandments if you truly love him, or else you will be destroyed right along with your enemies. Shalom.
My guy. You are most definitely wrong, because if it didn't...
Ain't no covenant that the Lord established with the nations of the white man. They still want to join. They can't join.
...matter, it wouldn't have been written. So a lot of people would like to know, what color is Jesus? What color is God's Spirit? So let's talk about it. And before I get started, please understand that this is not about the color, but it's about the truth. Yes, the Messiah was a black man, and God made his son in his image. God says in the Bible that his spirit is the color of jasper, sardine, stone. In Revelation, it says his head and his hairs were white like wool. This is the color of white woolly hair. Who the only ones with woolly hair that stand out from the rest of the people? Black people. It said his feet was unto the color of fine brass, burnt in a furnace. Now this picture is the color of fine brass burnt in a furnace. Extremely black. The Messiah was a very, very dark man. And I know a lot of y'all like to say, no, he's Middle Eastern. So if y'all believe that he's Middle Eastern, then y'all should know that the Middle East was a part of Africa, right? Full of black people, dark black people. Wait, but y'all love to say, no, he's an olive skin color. Well, let me tell you something. I only know two different color olives, the green olive and the dark black olive. So tell me which one it is. There's pictures from the 13th century of a black Messiah and black saints. To be honest, almost everybody in the Bible was black, and a lot of them had locks. That's why I'm kind of glad that a lot of us are coming back to our roots. A lot of us are starting to get locks, because it's really a part of...
Not canon. You're not supposed to have locks unless you're a Nazarite. And I do believe Paul was a Nazarite, but he cut his hair off, and he cut his hair to where he was bald. So it's a part of the culture. It's a part of the Nazarite culture and among the children of Israel to have locks at the beginning. Samson did, and whatever business that the Lord had with Samson, that was a part of his lineage. But overall, you're supposed to have short hair, and women can have long hair. You know, I think women are allowed to have. I don't. I think they allowed to have locks or whatever. But the men, we have short hair. We have nice little fades or a nice little afro. You know, or just short hair in general, but overall for the brothers that have locks and all of that, that is a sign of feminine, being a feminist. It goes against the nature of things. I had to learn the hard way. They got to learn the same way too. Long hair is a sign of going against your nature as a man. So the women have long hair and the men have beards with short hair, and that's how it's supposed to be. So she going off on that part. So that part is not canon. You cannot have, I don't even think that dreads or locks back in ancient times wasn't a popular thing. It was only popular for the Nazarites, and they would wear them as a custom. But over time, when they grew long, at some point they cut them off and it would have short hair, and they would never wear it again. But it's a part of their religion, their lineage to Yahweh, whatever service that they had to him. But if you're not a Nazarite, you shouldn't be wearing that,
Who we are. So the Messiah had hair like wool that was as white as snow. He was the color of fine brass burnt in a furnace. He was from the Middle East, which back in those times was Northeast Africa. So I don't know who this man is or what agenda they trying to put out. Even if they didn't believe that the Messiah was black, the least they could have did was make the hair white, make the eyes red. Like I don't know who they thought they was fooling with that image. Like, that's the true deception of Christ. Most of those people in the Bible was blacker than coal. Shalom.
Welcome back. If you're watching this video and you or to try to tell us that. That's why we have discussions like reparation.
Okay, that's the end of it, but I'm going to get one more scripture and then close out. It says, Isaiah chapter 42, verse 1, it says, "Behold, my spirit, whom I uphold, my elect one, in whom my soul delights." It says, "I have put my spirit upon him." And this is for the elect, whoever they may be. It says, "He will bring forth justice to Gentiles, and he will not cry out, nor raise his voice, nor cause his voice to be heard in the streets. A bruised reed he will not break, a smoking flax he will not quench. He will bring forth justice for truth, and he will not fail nor be discouraged, till he has established justice in the earth, and the coastlands shall wait for his law." It says, "Thus says Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh, who created the heavens and stretched them out, who spread forth the earth and that which comes from it." It says, "Who gives breath to the people on it, and the spirit to those who walk on it. I, Yahweh, have called you in righteousness, and will hold your hand. I will keep you and give you as a covenant to the people, as a light to the Gentiles, to open blind eyes, to bring prisoners out from the prison, those who sit in darkness from the prison house." And he's talking about the people that transferred from during those ancient times. The Israelites were calling themselves Gentiles. So he's talking about them. He's not talking about white people. He's talking about the Israelites that transferred to Gentile. So it says, "Those who sit in darkness from the prison house." And those prison houses are no different today. These apartments, these projects, these trenches, these ghettos, these neighborhoods. A lot of the elect and a lot of the chosen ones of Israel are living in these harsh conditions, poor conditions, and their whole life they've been living like that. Our whole lives we've been living in poverty We've been living in destitute. We've been living in destruction, living in ashes. You know, never to be truly recognized, never to be given any royalty, never to even be acknowledged by the rest of the nations. And you see them all the time, all these Chinese and these Arabs, you know, niggas from India coming down here, and they set up their stores in our ghettos, restaurants in our ghettos, and then they need us to survive. They need us to survive. They need us to survive. So at the same time, they treating us like garbage, and we the reasons why they are able to progress. We the reasons why they come out here to find jobs. So many thousands and thousands and thousands of migrants from these different countries is coming down here to find jobs off the backs of the Israelites, off our backs, off our ancestors, off their creations, off their inventions, off them building streets, off them building buildings, off them building fucking helping in cars and traffic lights and medicines and telescopes, all kinds of shit, satellites, you know, light. The light bulb itself was made by a black man. So in these inventions and these creations of what we have done have changed the entire world and put America as on top as they are today. And we still get treated like we nothing, and we still get treated like garbage. And then everybody wants to be us. Everybody desires to be black. So we could get that video real quick before I close out. That one's got to be seen. And this nigga was making a point. He was making a point. Hold on. You see me, I love my anime. I love that. I love that. I know who I am and all of that, but I know where I stand at, but I do like anime. I do like other things, but that's not to say that these people like me, you know, and this is just off my skin color. Wait, let me go up. Oh, this one right here. This one supports it too. Get this one and we can get the next one and close out. So
Not long ago, Representative Gene Wu from Houston, Texas, sat down on a podcast called Define American, and he and the host had a conversation in regards to the relationship between Black Americans and the Asian community. Check it out.
I always tell people the day the Latino, African American, Asian, and other communities realize that they share the same oppressor is the day we start winning. But the problem is our communities are divided. For Asian Americans and for African Americans, we probably have one of the worst relationships between any community.
Well, I bet you a lot of Asian Americans too don't, in my experience, don't even realize that if it wasn't for the civil rights movement, there would not be 22 million Asian Americans in this country.
Thank you. What I have been trying to teach the Asian community is like, friends, do you understand that your success, your prosperity, your civil rights that you enjoy right now was paid for with Black blood?
So as you saw and heard there, they basically said that if it were not for Black Americans, 22 million Asians would not be benefiting from what they benefit from now. And he also said, the representative, that his people do not understand that. And so he goes about trying to educate them. And at the end, they both basically agreed that it was due to Black blood that their people benefit. Now, I want to say this. I had a conversation with an older Asian gentleman. He was Korean, to be exact. And he said the same thing. He says, our people are very racist toward Black people. And he says, I don't understand why. Because if it were not for your people, we would not have the things that we have. You all paved the way. And for whatever reason, Asians, they like to look down on Black Americans. Well, that's partially due to them taking their talking points from white supremacy. See, most people that come from outside of America, they are taught that Black Americans are the problem, right? We're the boogeyman, we're lazy, we're this, we're that, but we're really none of that. But those are the negative stereotypes that are allowed to permeate the airwaves and the radio stations and everywhere you can think of. But like they said, it was due to the blood, sweat, and tears of our ancestors that not just the Asian community, but everybody else benefits the way they do. Even if you think about this last election season when Biden and Harris were in, they're still in office, but they allowed so many people to come over here and benefit in every way you can think of: money, housing, education, healthcare, while they told Black Americans no. But it was because of Black Americans that they were allowed to come over here, because Black Americans predominantly vote for the Democrat Party, and the Democrat Party always tells Black Americans no specifically. So yes, that is another example how everybody else benefits. But as he is waking his people up, we need to continue to wake our people up and say, hey, you know what? Get off of that all lives matter stuff and let's start doing for self like they do. Like he said.
Well, as far as I'm concerned with that argument, we all know Judah is the head dog, which is the black people that come first. And then you got the Negro, you got the Mexicans, and you got the Indians. But as far as I'm concerned, Israel is as a whole. But she is right about, like I said, the nations living off the backs of the Israelites. They live off the backs of the Israelites and off our bloodshed and our sacrifice to this day, bro. To this day. So as far as I'm concerned, with the Asians and all of that, they are right. They all have the same oppressor. The white man is oppressing them, and anybody that feel like they can join the white man and then step on the backs of the Israelites, that's what they're doing. That's exactly what they're doing in order to get paid, in order to have a comfortable environment, in order to have more for your race. You have to step on the backs of the Israelites and join the white man and play racist with him in order to have a better standing in America. So that's exactly what they did. That's why the Lord is going to make them suffer when the time comes. But as everybody hates us, everybody wants to be us.
Get a medium hot or iced coffee and 2 delicious wake-up wraps. The Dunkin' $5 meal deal.
Some Nigerians, they do sometimes, Africans in general, some of them do think they're better than African Americans, which is bullshit. Right. Because it's not the truth, because Africans are treated like shit in Africa. Colonization. Yeah. England, France. That's why you speak in French, not because you special. Yeah. Because they came and sat on your shit and said, you're going to speak what the fuck we speak. Right. The Dutch, all of them, Italian, all of those European countries came and colonized you, treated you like shit. I mean, you go to South Africa, white people are calling themselves Africans and they don't even look it. That's some gangster shit, don't you think? I am from South Africa. No, you're not. You're Dutch. You just didn't know when the fuck to leave. You see what I'm saying? It's fucked up. So that should tell you, and what African Americans have gone through, that fucking hell that they've gone through and still go through, how are you coming from that mentality and saying you thinking you better than them? Because you have an accent? Because for some reason, the white society in America tends to, Africa, he has an accent. It's a little different. It's like when you're British, like Idris said, when you have a British accent and you're black, hello, I don't know. That's what I'm doing. Ooh, that's why they get to play us. Listen, British black dudes are playing drug dealers. I thought Idris Elba was from Baltimore. I thought he was. He was like, yo, you motherfuckers don't understand. And then I'm watching BBC, when I did The Wire, I studied the ghetto in Baltimore. You sound like Lord Baltimore, motherfucker. What the fuck was that? And then this Driss guy, there's another Driss. Yeah. Snowfall. Yeah. I'm thinking this motherfucker's like, yo, cuz. And he's like, I took a, the fuck is this, Another, because I don't know what it is. Something about, this is just my theory, something about that black American accent. Hey, man, fuck me. But hello. Oh. And we'll let Idris play that, but then when he gets back to his normal self, we get to hear James Bond. Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. But we don't want to hear that. It's something about that. I don't know. I think it's just a little weird. It's like African Americans go through hell, but everybody copies African Americans. Right. Everybody does. I've been to a lot of countries. You've been to a lot of countries. I've been to a lot of countries. You haven't been to a lot of countries? You're so southern. He's like, I've been to a lot of states. A lot of states. I go fishing over there sometimes. And I get my RV. Like my grandma said, man, if you ain't got nothing to do, stay where you at. but listen, I'm saying Africa. When I've been to China, I actually performed. I was the first American to perform in Russia in 2018 in Moscow. And black shit is everywhere. Hip hop. There's Russian hip hop. I was in Lithuania. Went to a Lithuanian hip hop club. I was the only black dude there, and they were all grabbing their dicks, and I'm like this. Hi guys, hello, hi. That's our culture. Yeah. China, everywhere is hip hop. When I was in Japan, when I was in Korea, black people are copied. All that K-pop is just nothing but fucking a New Edition. It's all black shit everywhere. African American, I think the African American culture is the strongest culture on the planet. Period. Because even Africans are going, yo, nigga, man, fuck all that shit, nigga. Really? You sound stupid, man. This nigga got a lot of nerve, man. I was just saying, though, man, nigga. Shut up. Get the fuck out of here. Michael Blackson does it, but he's fucking around. Right. But there's people doing it. I see they got these reality shows, these African like reality shows, and she's like, shit, that bitch, I know that bitch not talking to me like that. Well, really? They got it. What? They got Real Housewives of Africa. They got shit like that now. Nigeria got Nollywood and all. Hell, it's the third largest movie. But they're acting like they're taking from African American shit. Right. You know, a lot of them are taking it. Some people may not agree, but it's facts. And it's like, why are you shitting on African? And every African is not shitting on African Americans. That's bullshit. Right. But it's like, it doesn't make sense. Right. Because African Americans are, Africans are creative too, of course. Right. But African American, that culture is the coolest shit on the planet. Keep it 100. Hip hop, you know, just everything. Just damn, jazz, blues, everything. You create, African Americans created all of American music. It's all black. Right. Even country music, even though they complaining, like John Schneider from the Dukes of Hazzard. What are you, fucking still Bo Duke, motherfucker? What's wrong with you? He goes, what is it? Beyonce, boy, it's just like a dog pissing on everything. Shut up. It's black. Yeah. Country music is ours. It's black. I'm claiming it. And you're going to say, oh, good, you just come to right. Shut up. Still white people take from old black men and black women and make it and then say, you stay out of there. Look at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. How the fuck you going to have a Hall of Fame and we got to wait to get inducted from the music the black people created? And you got a whole white fucking, well, we don't know. What? Have you been to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame? Elvis's shit goes from here to the bottom. James Brown got, That's a measurement in James Brown talk. He got a little fucking, he got an exhibit this big. It's literally, Wow. That's it. This exhibit is that big. Chuck Berry. But Elvis goes, all the way down the hall. All the way down the hall. Fucking fuck out of here. I was just in Nigeria in December, which was great, which was fantastic. And you know, a lot of Nigerian Americans get a lot of hard time from Nigerians that were born there. They say, you're not really Americanized. What's really fucked up is that Nigerians will say, not all of them, but someone will say, you're not really Nigerian. I say, yes, I am. If my parents are Nigerian, I come out Nigerian. Right. Period. Right. When you see an Asian man, no matter where they are, you go, look at that Asian guy over there. Right. You connect them to their continent. Yeah, they don't say just because he's born in the States. Or and I know some Southern Asian. I'm Chinese. I'm like, I'm from Texas. But they'll still say, oh, the Asian guy is from Texas. Right. They already connect them. But for some reason, when it comes to the African life, it's like all of a sudden I'm not African, but you believe the white South African, though.
And here is, I'm about to close out. That's all I wanted y'all to see. There is a difference between the Hamites and the Israelites. I keep saying that. There is a complete difference. This is Matthew chapter 5, 13 through 16. It says, you are the salt of the earth, but if the salt have lost its flavor, wherewith shall it be salted? It says, it is thenceforth good for nothing, but to be cast out and to be trodden under foot of men. You are the light of the world, a city set on a hill that cannot be hid. Neither do men light a candle and put it under a bushel, but on a candlestick, and giving it light unto all that are in the house. Let your light shine before men, that they may see your good works and glorify your Father which is in heaven. So that is the Israelites And I'm about to close out on my last scripture. I know I'm hitting y'all hard with these scriptures for you guys that are listening out there. Much love to the Israelites that are listening. But you need to know this, this is my way of pushing the word. And sometimes I go hard and sometimes I don't really have nothing to give. It all depends on what the Spirit gives me, and I work with whatever Yahweh gives me, whatever he gives me. I may not be perfect, but I do know one thing. I love Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, and the name Yahushai. I love him, and that's all that there is. And I'm grateful for anything that he give me, grateful for anything. It don't got to be much. Sometimes it's great, and sometimes it's little. I'm happy with whatever I get. So I'm about to close out, and let me see. It says, thus says Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai, who created the heavens and stretched them out. It says, who spread forth the earth and that which comes from it, who gives breath to the people on it, and the spirit to those who walk on it. It says, I, Yahweh, have called you in righteousness and will hold your hand. I will keep you and give you as a covenant to the people. It says, and as a light to the Gentiles, to open blind eyes, to bring out prisoners from the prison, those who sit in darkness from the prison house. I am Yahweh, that is my name, and my glory I will not give to another. It says, nor my praise to carved images. It says, behold, the former things have come to pass, and new things I declare. Before they spring forth, I tell you of them. That's why the Israelites are known to be the angels, because Yahweh, through his power, we know the past, we know the present, we know the future, we know all things. We know the behavior of humans, we know animals, we know the stars, we know the constellations, we know everything, literally everything. It says, sing to Yahweh a new song, which is a new covenant, and his praise from the ends of the earth. You who go down to the sea and all that is in it, you coastlands and you inhabitants of them. Let the wilderness and its cities lift up their voice. The villages that are in Kedar, that Kedar inhabits. Let inhabitants of Salah sing, and let them shout at the top of the mountains. Let them give glory to Yahweh, and declare his praise in the coastlands. Yahweh shall go forth like a mighty man. He shall stir up his zeal like a man of war, because that's what the Lord is. It says he's a man of war. He says he shall stir up his zeal like a man of war. He shall cry out, yes, and shout aloud. He shall prevail against his enemies. I have held my peace a long time. I have been still and restrained myself. This is what he's telling the white people. This is what he's telling the other nations. It says, now I will cry like a woman in labor, and I will pant and gasp at once. I will lay waste the mountains and the hills, these governments and these nations. It says, and dry up their vegetation. I will make the rivers coastlands, and I will dry up the pools. I will bring the blind by way they did not know. I will lead them in paths they have not known. I will make darkness light before them, and crooked places straight. These things I will do for them. This is for the Israelites, and not forsake them. They shall not be turned back. They shall be greatly ashamed who trusted in carved images, who say to the molten images, you are gods. It says, hear you deaf, and look you blind, that you may see. Who is blind but my servant, or deaf as my messenger, whom I send? Who is blind as he who is perfect? It says, and blind as Yahweh's servant, seeing many things, but you do not observe, opening the ears, but he does not hear. That's the Israelites that don't listen to the word. It says, Yahweh will be pleased. Yahweh is well pleased for his righteous sake. He will exalt the law and make it honorable. It says, but this is a people robbed and plundered. All them are snared in holes. Yep. That's us. It says, and they are trodden, and they are hidden in prison houses. They are for prey, and no one delivers. For plunder, and no one says, restore. That's the Israelites. Nobody came to save us. Nobody came to help us. But instead, everybody used us, and everybody lived off our backs, and everybody thrived because of us. But nobody came to help us, rescue us. Nobody fought for us. Nobody stood up for us. But Yahweh Shem Yahushai, in the name Yahushai. He's the only one that stuck it out with us. He's the only one that's always been there. Always. He's the reason why we're here, and he's the one that's about to set us free. That is the truth. And he already is in the process of setting us free. We just gotta join him and be set free, you know. So it says, who among you will give ear to this? Who will listen and hear for the time to come? Who gave Jacob for plunder and Israel to robbers? Right, that's them Africans and them Hamites. Gave us over to the white man. Them the ones that's going to suffer. They're going to suffer greatly too. So it says, was it not Yahweh, he against whom we have sinned? Yeah, this is all a part of his this is Yahweh put us in punishment. He put us in chains because we sinned against him through spiritual fornication, worshiping false gods, worshiping wood and stone, worshiping demon gods and spirits, and worshiping other nations and mingling with them and taking on their religions. We did all that. That's why we here. So it says, for they would not walk in his ways, nor were they obedient to his law. Therefore, he has poured out on him the fury of his anger and the strength of battle, and has set him on fire all around. Yep, this is hell on earth for us. Well, earth is hell. You know, it says, yet he did not know, and it burned him. Yet he did not take it to heart. So we can stop right there. And that's exactly what happened to the children of Israel. And a lot of us don't even realize where we at. And a lot of us don't refuse to see the hell that we in. But that's because of our own doing. This is because what we have done in the eyes of Yahweh, and we deserved it. But now it's the time for us to be set free. But we just like in ancient times during Exodus, a lot of the Israelites would rather live with the Egyptians than serve and live with Yahweh Shem Yahushai. So is the same time now. So when the collapse happened and the dollar crumbles and its riots and everything in the streets, then the people is going to turn their gaze and turn their hatred towards the Israelites, because we pushed and we preached that, and they gonna hate us for it. But it was the right thing to do, and it was the best thing to do. I would rather be freed than be bound and stuck under somebody's wicked ass system and be punished and be pillaged and be robbed and raped forever. Hell no, man. I want to be free, and the Lord is gonna set us free, and we're gonna watch the fall of our enemies. And this is the end of that report to the Israelites that's listening out there. And much love to you guys. And this is the judgment of the Edomites. This is what's coming to them and the rest of the nations. And you are the stars of the heavens. You are the sand on the seashore. You are the earth. You know, you are everything. And Yahweh Shem Yahushai, the name Yahushai is your God. And return to him. And much love to you guys. Shalom. It's on to the next episode.